Dan boring Dino time. That's not very fair, Jason. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome in. It is indeed San Bernardino time. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's all right. We'll see that anyway as we have a run through. So we'll drive half of it and we'll see how we're getting on, and then we'll decide whether we want to drive the second half too and do the full run. It's about just short of 2 hours, I think, for the whole run. So we'll give it a go. We'll go in the MP36, which I think is the better of the two locos. Let's say hello to everybody that's in. Train Sim World 5 driver 1951. Right, so you've changed your name. What was your name before then? Because I can't tell. Good evening, Mel. How you doing? Jason, of course. Farah, good evening. Paul, how are you? Played this today. Was very good at driving it. I've played it once all the way through. Or when you played it as much as you have, it's enough to bore you to an early grave. Yeah, I've been through it once, literally once, and actually I quite enjoyed it. So we'll see if anything's changed tonight with this one. So we'll get straight into it. I am going to run a service from the San Bernardino timetable, not the weekend. We're going to do the MP36, as I said, and we'll do the 836. Is it 836? Hang on a minute. I did write this down before. That's not the right one. Wait a minute. Was I in the weekend timetable? Just let me check. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I am in the weekend timetable. 8:36, that's what I'm going to run. You can also, you see the little ticket next to the service. This is one of the ones that you can also do guide mode on. And obviously I've not tried guide mode on this or the German route yet. I've only done it on the West Coast Main Line. So at some point I'll take a look at that. And I know all three routes are a little bit different when it comes to guide mode. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. We'll kick this one off. I'm going to take off the dynamic weather for this one. I'm going to make it August so we get a nice summery feel to it. And we'll do the driver. You were UK Aviation Hub 2024. Got you. You just swapped one long name for another one. I'll remember this time though. Maybe we can see a Spad live tonight. Oh god, don't start already. I've not even got out the station yet. Right, let's get the windows open because that's the main thing when we're in the US, because it's pretty hot, isn't it? Reverse into forwards. We'll have some lights at the front. Put them on bright, shall we? Then we need the brakes. Into... Why can I not press that? Do you know, I keep... Wait a minute, I've got to do something with my mouse. This working off two monitors really confuses me, honest to God. That's better. Now it's working. Right. What else do we need to do? Nothing for the moment. We need to get the doors open. That would be a good thing. I'm not going to put the alerter on. So on these American ones, there's just... Well, on this particular one, there's an alerter. That's the only safety system that you've got. And all that's going to do is go off every, 30 seconds? So, in the interest of going out of the cab and having a good look round while we're driving, I'm not going to switch that on just for this run. Everything else, I think, is set up. Yep. Good. Let's just check here. Have we got anything on this side? On. That's good. Gauge lights. We need that on. Right. So we're at the Los Angeles end. Going towards San Bernardino. We can lock the doors. Animal, good evening. You're crunching your way through a toad in the hole. Not a real toad, I'm glad to hear that. You're not meant to run the service, you're meant to drive. Oh, I see. Yeah. Are we in the train station or the railway station, by the way? Right. Let's go. So, Cal State LA station is 3.9 miles. That's the next one that we are going to. Whether that be a train station or a railway station. As long as we get there and we don't spad, as Paul says. Got 12 coming out of here. It's quite slow, isn't it? Farrah still more excited for Arkansas. Oh, that's Monday, is it? Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I've got some money hanging around in my Steam account. I'm waiting for that, and I'm waiting for Greece as well in Euro Truck. What's the release date for that? Do you know? Any ideas? But yeah, Arkansas. I will pick up Arkansas definitely. Yeah, I'll pick it up Monday if it's out Monday. David, good evening. How are you? Am I playing on Xbox tonight? No, I'm on the Xbox controller, but I'm on the PC. Chris, good evening. It was a bit well done. Oh, the toad in the hole, you left it in, did you? Yeah, you don't want your Yorkshire pudding burning. That's no good. After this, can you see the scenarios? Yeah, we can have a look at the scenarios. Yeah, sorry, I did see that earlier on. I missed that comment. FPS counter check. Remind me how to do it. I know how to do it on Train Sim Classic. Yeah, turn on the alerter. We're not going to bother. You're buying Arkansas, all of it. Pretty much all of it, but only in American Truck Sim. F3, he says. Oh, that was F2. Hang on. There you are, F3. Hey, it works. 62 frames per second. There you go. That's probably got a lot to do with my PC, of course. You'll have to tell me if that's good. I don't know. Right, coming out of Los Angeles. It looks good, doesn't it, though? I know I say that every time. I think it does look good. Do the race scenario. If you're late getting into the speedway station, there's a cutscene. It's a very disappointing passage. Oh, I'll take a look at that, yeah. I'm going to do a couple of scenarios kind of off YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to play it, you know, sort of on my own tomorrow for a little bit, which I've not really done much of yet. Most of it I've been making the videos and things. So I'm gonna have a do tomorrow. I might do a couple of scenarios from each one. Right, we can speed up. Yeah, so we're going off to the right, and on the Antelope Valley, we go off up there to the left, don't we? That's the Antelope Valley, up that side. Have any of you gone to San Bernardino on here and then... Wow, that's a bit fast. Any of you gone to San Bernardino and then used the route hopping to go over to Cajon Pass and carried on? You could potentially do like 4 hours then, couldn't you? 2 hours to the end of here and then another 2 hours from San Bernardino on Cajon Pass. Wow, that's a long session, isn't it? But when I ran it the other night and got to San Bernardino, it was pretty good because I thought, oh, here we are. I know this place. and all the freight trains were coming in and out, etc. I think the route hopping is going to be really useful. I was using the fast travel as well earlier on to do some collectibles on West Coast Mainline. So, you know, if you're following a guide, because I don't know if you follow a guide or whether you just try and find them. I kind of do a bit of both. So I was following a guide and I was using the fast travel to hop between the stations rather than the old tedious way where you had to come back out to the menu, spawn again on foot at the next station and then blah blah blah, you know. So that was useful. I got some benefit out of that before. Saved me a bit of time. So yeah. Anything above 60 is good. I wonder if I've got... Will I have that capped? Can you cap it in any way? I don't know if I've got that capped or whether that is as far as it goes, or... I don't know. I don't recall setting it to anything, so... Not tried the route hopping yet. Wait until Tuesday. Yeah, because there's going to be a bit more opportunity then, isn't there? Of course, yeah. The scenarios on the West Coast Mainline have no AI. It's a bit strange. One's called heavy traffic. Unless it means heavy, man. Hey, I've seen that in the list. I keep doing that to break. I've seen that in the list, but yeah, I haven't played it yet. Fast travel caused your PS5 to crash. Right, that's not good then. Where'd you cap it or uncap it? Is it in the settings? Just out of interest. Let's have a quick look. Do you do it in the game or is it done somewhere else? Is it in screen? Nothing in there. Advanced. Oh, there you go. What do you reckon, what should I whack that up to then, just as a test? So just give it that and see what we get. Yeah. Alright, let's just try that. It's not going to crash or anything, is it? Oh, it's going up a bit. It's going up a bit. Let's get back to the game. There we are. 68, 67. Good tip. I suppose different routes, different frames. There, 70. There you go, 70. Right, let's speed up a little bit. Mr. Water, good evening. How are you doing? Yours is unlimited as well. Right. Okay, I didn't even realise about that setting. I've probably got that in several other games as well that I've not looked at yet. That's because I'm new to the PC. I'm not... Well, I say I'm new to the PC. I've had it over 12 months now, but there's still, you know, there's still a lot to learn, isn't there? Right, I've got 2 minutes to get to Cal State. I don't think we're going to do that. Thanks for coming in on Saturday night. Hope everyone's well. Hope everybody has been enjoying the game. Tuesday's going to be a big day when everybody else comes on board, I think. And it'd be nice for everybody to get their hands on their old DLC as well. Train Sim World 5, driver, you're doing a scenario TSW 4. Very good. Yep, thanks for that, Jason. Yeah, everyone just give me a little like if you don't mind. That'd be great. All the numbers on the channel are all gone up since TSW5, so that's thanks to you guys watching and all that good stuff, and keep coming back. Is it a 1600 launch on Tuesday? Good point. Jason might know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Usually the launches are around 10 o'clock, aren't they, for consoles, and a bit later when it's a Root DLC. But the early access was also 1600 and 1800, wasn't it? 1600 for consoles, 1800 for PC. So, yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. Oh, there you go. 4 PM and 6 PM. Evening, Sean. How you doing? Been trying to change the HUD in the top left. Prefer the little circle when loading. Can't find it in the settings. The little circle. What do you mean the little circle? In the top left? Did you... you've still got TSW4 installed, I think, Animal, have you? You can just pop into TSW4 and have a quick look what you've got it set to. There you go, accessibility settings. Wow, coming in hot here with this. Don't worry, Paul, there's no red light. It's not going to be as bad. Could be an overshoot, but it's not going to be as bad. Which is good. Oh, we didn't do too bad. We probably braked a bit severely, but... There we go. This is a weird station. I mean, we've got a motorway or something over the top. Bus depot there waiting for everybody to get off. Just cross the road. Right, let's get the doors closed. Evening, Steve. How you doing? Can't wait for the overground. Yeah, you've mentioned that a couple of times today, haven't you? Don't worry. Tuesday. Like I was saying before, though, on the PC, obviously I have got the overground. I've not had a go at it yet. There's been that much to get into that even over these last few days, I've not had a chance to play all of it quite yet. And that's a good thing, though, isn't it? It's no good covering it all in 1 or 2 days. Yeah, all good, Sean. Thank you very much. Little orange circle. Oh yeah, the little orange circle when loading the passengers instead of the barber's pole thing. I get you. I've probably not used that for so long I couldn't remember what you meant. Right, let's give it some beans because we can get up to 50. El Monte is the next one in 7.4 miles. Replacement bus service. when we inevitably break this train. Yeah, that's quite possible. I think this is where we got the floating cars, isn't it, on the preview stream as well. If they can fix that. It's more noticeable in certain conditions, isn't it? You've got some that have got the tyres in the tarmac, and you've got some that are floating. Hi Ethan, how you doing? Welcome in. We'll do 70 now, Animal, look. Although we do have a 55 coming up. 79 miles per hour is the maximum on this route, and I think on Antelope Valley as well. Gosh, stuttering. You can tell I've not run it yet, really. Wow, that's a big pause. Ouch. That was at least 10 seconds, wasn't it? Where they're going, they don't need roads. Yeah. The other thing, the cars, some of the cars just appear, don't they, and then start moving. Rather than, some of them, like these ones here, you can see coming in from the distance, but some of them are spawning in at the side. I think they kind of need to shift them up a bit out of the way so you can't see them. Yeah, 70 dangerous, that is. It says TSW 5 driver. Yeah, just waiting to get into the overground. That's the only thing you've not done. Yeah. That's correct, Animal. Yes. 79 is the absolute limit. Yeah. It's hanging. That's me. I've just pressed in the right stick to go outside the cab, and it's waiting. There we go. It's struggling on this bit. That's nothing to do with me messing around with that FPS counter, is it? Because I didn't really get this last time. I had a couple of stutters, but nothing major like that. Yeah, PC tonight for this one. Turn the FPS down. Yeah, that's what I thought. I might just turn it down a little bit. Let me, it's not going much above 60 odd, is it, anyway? So let's just put it down just while we're streaming. Then it doesn't try and work its socks off. Let's kind of like go to, I don't know, I'll put it at 70, shall I? See what happens now. Yeah, I don't know if it's trying to... Well, no, won't we? Because I've turned it down. But I don't know if it's trying to dial it up and it was causing itself an issue. But evening, David. How are you doing? You're enjoying the early access of the game, but you're getting crashes on your Xbox Series S when playing Frankfurt Folder. Ah, okay. Have you reported it? Motion blur's off, I think. have a quick look. Let's have another quick look. Effects. See, I've got everything on high or ultra. Textures are ultra. VSync. All that good stuff. It's all ultra or high. Is there anything in here? Where's the motion blur? I think I've got that off. Where's motion blur? Is that in is it in general? Motion blur off. There you go. Yeah, it's off. Yeah, it could be the stream. Could be. I'll go back in the cab. This game looks epic. Yeah, it's pretty good. It'll be alright when it's not stuttering. Like I said, this is the second time I've run this route, so as I was saying the other night, Dovetail was saying you need to run it a couple of times, each of the routes, to kind of cache it up, if you will. So this is only the second time I've run it, so it's loading everything in, probably still. We'll see how we go. But yeah, if your Xbox is crashing, that's definitely not good. Definitely send it in, send a ticket in. If it's something as serious as that, they probably already know what that is. They might be able to help you out quite quickly, hopefully, with that. Because there's going to be a lot more people on Tuesday with that issue, otherwise. On all the other videos, I've had lots and lots of comments, but I've not. I think somebody on PS4 was having some crashes, which I can probably see how that would happen with it being a PS4, if I'm being completely honest. But a Series S, and nobody's mentioned an Xbox crashing so far. Class 90s would be good. Right, we're getting ready for El Monte, 1.3 miles. Let's get the speed down, because we've got a 40 coming up quite quickly. They need to do 90s, but not before a 50, of course. Animal, yeah. Animal needs his class 50 first. Hoping it runs a little bit better once we get out of town. You've had one crash, Animal, on Series X during a run. Yeah, anything like that, just report it. Report it as early as possible. Because generally what happens on one system will ask, you know, on an Xbox, for example, will happen on most Xboxes. The more people that report it, the quicker it'll get sorted out. Oh, Jason loves a 313. Absolutely. They don't care in America, do they, about, like, if they want to build, I'm going to say railroad. If they want to build a railroad, they just build it where they want, don't they? Just create concrete structures like that and just take it wherever they want. Cheers, Steve. See you later. Thanks for coming in, mate. Streamlabs. When Stacey's in, she doesn't like Streamlabs. This is El Monte, not the man from Del Monte. He says yes. Do you remember that advert? Billy, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the team. Thanks for popping in. Pop it be okay Tuesday. You have to delete TSW4 before copying it over. Yeah. I thought about removing TSW4 already, to be honest. I haven't done yet. I've just about got enough space on the PS5. I've got plenty of space here on the PC, but you know, on the PS5, I have another internal disc in there. I think it's only 1 terabyte, but I've got enough room for now. But I will remove it as soon as I know I'm not. Well, I don't think I'm going to play TSW4. I said the other day on that video that was my last TSW video, but actually it's the last time I've played TSW4 as well. So I think I will just wait until Tuesday for the new routes to come through. Then I'll just wipe TSW4 off the. Philip says, do you have many add-ons for TSW4? I've got a few. I'm on the PC tonight. I've got a few on the PC, but on the PS5 I've got everything on the PS5. Last time you went to Del Monte's to deliver, the man from Del Monte said, no, go away. That's a new twist on the original advert. We get the ditch lights on this when we... Oh, we do. There you go. I like the little details, like, you know, these cables here swinging around at the front. They probably move a little bit more than they are doing, but nevertheless, it's in there. Right, let's turn the annoying bell off. As you might have gathered, I'm not following the exact procedure for using the horn and the bell. That's a little bit too immersive for me to get that right, so we'll just pretend we don't need it. Else I'll be constantly pressing the buttons. Oh, she says the new Americans didn't care. Yeah. The new Americans, yeah. Yeah, you can ask a question, Philip. Yeah. Animal, you don't have enough room. You've got all the DLC install. It's a big install, though, isn't it? It is a big install. Paul says, "What's favourite route?" He's definitely he's definitely Blackpool, like you said. West Coast. Oh wow, look at that bush, flying bush. The West Coast Mainline South is up there right now. I've been quite enjoying that. Northern Transpennine has always been quite high up there. I think, though, when Just Trains bring out that West Coast Mainline over Shap, I'm going to predict that that's my new favourite one whenever that comes out. Because I like the route anyway. So I think I'm glad that they're doing it and nobody else. Because if that comes out like Blackpool did, we should be in for a treat there, I think. You've got the add-on for Transpennine. It's near home for you, but the trains that come up are a nightmare to drive. You mean the 101? You definitely mean the 101 with that, I think. The 101 is a bit tricky. The locals are fairly straightforward. But you said, can you drive any train on any track? Yes, you can. So you can, not in timetable, but you can create your own scenarios. You go to the scenario planner, you can do it. You can put any train on any track. If you ever look back in the, if you do a search on the channel and go back in time, you'll see a couple of times where I'm doing just that, and you'll see me kind of step through the process if you're not familiar with it, if you want to know how to do it. But yeah, you can. You definitely can. Especially if you're not bothered about them being strictly for that route. So if you want to run something that didn't ever run on that route, and you're not one of these purists that goes mad every time something appears out of its normal era, then you can run whatever you want off the rails mode. And as Jason's saying there, you can use free roam as well, which is probably the easier way to do it. If you watch the recent one that I did about 2 weeks ago, it's one called How Far Can We Already Get Up the West Coast Main Line? Have a look for that video. We're at Preston Station, and I actually do just that. I'm in free roam, and I spawn a Class 08 in the platform before we set off, so you can see exactly how I did it. So spawning on foot anywhere, walk over, and then put a train on the track. That's how you do it. Cardiff will be your favourite, Tintin. You see what I did there? I did a quick Welsh to English translation in my mind. I've driven through Wales, I know what some of them mean. He's trying to catch me out. He's trying to get me to say it, is what he's doing. I've not had enough beers yet. Transpennine trains are great. I'll go with that. And actually, we said this before as well. Actually, the 101, the Class 101, is one of those trains that's quite rewarding to drive it once you get the hang of the sequence of how you do it. Very rewarding. A little bit tedious to pick up at the beginning, but once you're on your way, it's pretty good. And of course, it appears not just on Northern Transpennine, but it's on Tees Valley, and it looks as if it's coming to the one we just talked about, the West Coast Main Line route that Just Trains are doing. So get practicing. I don't mind it. I don't drive it that often. I did when Northern Transpennine came out and Tees Valley, but I don't. It's not one of the go-to ones that I've got. Although I do quite like it. There's nothing else quite like it, is there, in TSW? They're like driving a car. It's exactly like driving a car. Yeah, step the gear up, drop the acceleration, step up a gear, re-accelerate. Exactly like changing gear. Yeah, you're right. I will eat you. Good evening. How are you? What she says, Overshot will be awesome, and the Blackpool Lions. Oh, your daughter and grandson lived there. That's good. That's good. You're not far from me then. Tees Valley would have been better with a pacer, but it's the wrong gear for it. Yeah, it would, and you know, probably like most, you've probably run a pacer on there quite a few times, and it's quite an enjoyable route with a pacer. You just stick a pacer in there. There's a few scenarios as well that you can get from Creators Club, which are running pacers up and down. So like I said, if you're not bothered about being strictly era specific, you can breathe a lot of new life into some of the routes that you've played by just getting a few scenarios that people have created using other trains. The pacer must be pretty close in era to Tees Valley. Is it like a year or 2 years? It can't be more than 2 years, I wouldn't have thought. Just guessing. Still good. I like running the 31 on Tees Valley, which is the route that it came with. It came for Tees Valley, didn't it? The 31. The 31 came out later. Okay, Philip, cheers, thanks for coming in, thanks for subbing, appreciate that. First train you ever went on, a Class 101, yeah. Yeah, I think we mentioned that before as well, where you used to sit behind the driver, you could see through the window, watch what he was doing. Pretty good if you're a kid. Oh, actually, used to live at Ashton. Oh, near Lane Ends. Yeah, that's not... I could walk it to Lane Ends. Yeah, I could walk it to Lane Ends. So on Blackpool Branches, you'll be familiar... Well, I mean, Blackpool Branches kind of passes right by Lane Ends, doesn't it? I mean, just up from Lane Ends, you've got the Blackpool Road bridge there, and Blackpool Branches, Tom Benson Way, goes right underneath there, doesn't it? So, yeah, when you said you live near it, you pretty much live on top of Blackpool Branches there. This is Baldwin Park, and we're 4 minutes late, but who cares? Who cares? A few people getting on. They've all got these different types of bags and things now, which are appearing in guide mode as well. You can kick them under the seat. I must try it on here sometime. You bought the 31 quite late, but it was worth it. Yeah, it is. That might be... did we talk about this on one of the other streams quite recently? I always wanted the 37, and we got the 37, and then the 31 came out, and I didn't really know a lot about the 31, and then when that came out, that became my new favourite loco, UK loco, quite quickly. Animal says there's only one loco better than a 31. I know what that is. I think it begins with a 5. Oh, you're determined to get it. Yeah, why is the 31 not in the livery editor? Does it just not work? I don't understand how the livery editor actually works and why some things don't appear and others do. Not really sure. Got the 33 and the 52 for West Somerset Late. Much better than the 47. Yeah, the 33 is quite nice. The 52, the sort of maroon coloured 52, was a bit wasted, wasn't it, on West Somerset? And if you got it new when it came out, at that time you could only run it on the West Somerset. You couldn't do what we were just talking about and lift and shift it to Great Western Express, for example, which was a shame. So you never got to give it a blast. The longest service was that scenario that came with it, where you went end to end on West Somerset Railway, and so you never went over 25 miles per hour, which was a bit of a shame. And then a lot of people, as soon as you're able to stick a loco on any route, I think a lot of people took that. I remember seeing a few videos at the time. A lot of people took that 52 and shoved it on Great Western Express. I did as well. Just so we could get it up to speed. Because it's got a really nice sound, hasn't it, the 52? You can tell it's it's a powerful beast, and it was a bit wasted. Oh, it's pausing again. Do you think it's going to crash? There we go. Oh wow, there's a bit of a traffic jam there. I think it's all these cars that are causing it to pause, Let me just... Once we get out of this, I want to show you something. Right, let me just go to photo mode. And even photo mode, look at that. Photo mode is sticking as well. So, look at this. Talk about getting rear-ended. Look at that. Oh my word. What? Do you think he scratched his paintwork or what? And then you got these guys here, look. He was trying to overtake him on the bend. Oh, crazy. It doesn't like it round here. It's struggling. Even in photo mode, it's struggling. Look at the frame rate. The frame rate's down to 9 for some reason. It costs too much to do the work. Yeah, I just don't understand how the 31's not in there. Yeah. The pink luggage, yeah, it's got to be matte, hasn't it? Have you seen the on the West Coast Mainline South? Have you seen the collectibles? One of them is a DTG scarf. I wouldn't mind getting one of them. I've not seen those in the merch pile. I think they could sell them. Thank God, DTG don't make car games. Well, the cars would be flying above the ground for one thing, so they'd have to fix that first. Maybe that red one was coming into land and couldn't stop in time and went straight to the back of the truck. 2.5 miles we got to Covina. These palm trees are quite nice. You'd buy the scarf. They're quite nice, aren't they? Quite nice. Shop run, be right back. No problem. These crossings are so dangerous. And then when we were at Dovetail, they said to us, that is really how the crossings are. You've got people, the trains come in and people just drive across, which I thought was crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, it'll be polished out, yeah. you've had passengers going in circles. That happens quite a bit. Yeah. Just this stuttering that's bothering me a little bit. I've had one or two in the past, but not like this. Shame the skies are blue and white. Maybe if they were black and white. Yeah, the ones that are collectibles look a bit Man City to me. Unless it's Chatham FC and we just don't know what colours they're playing. Seems like it was ages ago we were at Chatham and it was only last month. It does, doesn't it? It does. I think since then, you know, so much has happened with getting ready for TSW5 and then Dovetail Direct and, you know, for you, everything going on in Discord and all the excitement, anticipation. For me, you know, trying to get videos together and reading up what I need to read up and all that stuff. I think, you know, it's ages ago. Everyone's been really busy getting ready. So time's just flown. Yeah, I have seen Animal. Yeah, yeah, I've seen a few of those. They're pretty scary, aren't they? Dark Watcher, how you doing? I'm all good, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Probably going in a little bit slow, but at least we'll make a good stop. Have a look at the schedule. So we got Corvina, then Pomona. That's the end of this one, and then if you guys are staying in, we'll start part 2 and we'll run up to the end. So we're really slow. A lot of people turn up for the platform here to get on. Sean, enjoyed your time in Chatham and the office first time? Yeah, it's a pretty good trip. Playing TSW2 at the moment. I wonder how many other people are still playing TSW2, or dare I say it, even, you know, the edition before that. I think there'll be a few of you, Dark Watcher, definitely. I don't know if Farah is still in, but I know Farah was playing TSW3 even when TSW4 came out, and had TSW4 but was still playing TSW3 to try and get all the trophies complete, if I recall that story correctly. Why are American trains so slow? Well, they're even slower when I'm driving them. Actually, I'm gonna, now we're getting up into the sort of countryside-y parts, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Yeah, been twice to Chatham, love both times. Yeah, it's a good event. TSW 2020 playing on the Xbox Series X You still got TSW 2020 installed, Dark Watcher. It could actually be quite interesting going back, yeah. I think I would find myself pressing buttons that exist now that don't exist there, like the immersive control scheme, for example, which probably didn't exist then. Right, 7.3 to Pomona, which is like the halfway point of the route. Oh, you got them all installed as well, Dark Watcher. That's interesting. Other routes that are in the early games that aren't on the recent ones. I think the only one is the New York route from the original game. And that, I think that was so badly sort of done. I can't remember the Jason might remember. There was a bridge in New York, and as you were coming up to it, because of the way the distance rendered, sections of the bridge appeared in front of you as you were going towards it. I can't remember the name of the bridge. Anyway, the route was it wasn't carried across. We have a version of it now, but it's not the same route. And there was a couple of low-code DLCs for that route, which obviously didn't come across. One was the Amtrak cab car, which we've now got. That was a separate DLC to begin with in the early days. The other one was the shunter. There was a shunter as well. What was it called? The something 2000, or was it a 200? Can't remember. It's that long ago, but that was a low-code DLC as well, and that didn't come across. But I think that's the only pieces of content that have not made it through the various different iterations. I didn't mind that shunter. It didn't really do much apart from forming trains in the yard, doing a couple of rescues, as I remember. But it was pretty good. Right, 5 miles to go. Thanks to all our new subscribers tonight. I know a couple of you have joined up tonight. Just looking at the list, we are on 9,602. 398 more we need to get to the target. The big 10k. So tell all your friends. Honestly though, just pushing the like button will do enough advertising, to be honest. So appreciate all the help there. It won't be long, I hope, till we get to the 10k. Right, we'll risk going outside for a little bit. So the frame rate drops to the 40s there. How are you going to celebrate the big 10k? I don't know. I should do something, shouldn't I? I should probably have a think about that whilst I've still got some time. Yeah, I don't know. Animal doesn't have any friends, or he would advertise. So we've not done the only one that we won't have done live after this. Then is the West Coast Mainline South. So we'll do that one as well. I know I've done quite a few videos on the West Coast Mainline South, but I think we should probably do it live. And then we've covered everything. So at some point before the main release, we'll do that as well. Pick a couple of services out, run those. Right, got a 40 coming up. What do you think of the MP36 then, if you've played it? I know we had it on Caltrain, didn't we, as well? A slightly different version. But it's a bit of a beast, isn't it? Right, not slow enough. There's those cars going across. See, they're buried in the ground, those cars, as they come across. See, across the crossing. Liked, subbed, unsubbed, and resubbed. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's somebody waiting for us to arrive late. It's probably been there ages. They'll be cursing us. Paul, you much preferred the baby bullet on Pen Corridor. Yeah, it's pretty fast, isn't it, on Peninsula Corridor? Some fast services on there. That was another route that when I saw the preview stream for that, I was pretty impressed. I was looking forward to that one coming out. Because I think that was one of the first longer routes that we got. I don't know if it was the longest at that time. But yeah, it's a chance to do a good run on there, and it's still a great route to drive now. Yeah, I don't know if it's called the baby bullet because of the speed, or whether it's the shape of the front, you know, the nose of the train. Not sure. The F40. Yeah, I know what you mean. What's it? What is it actually called? You got FCAT in my. You got FCAT in my head now. But yeah, it had lap brakes. It's got lap brakes, hasn't it? Which are not my favourite type of braking system. What the hell's happened to his hair? Look at that. That's alopecia if you've ever seen it. Look how quick his hair disappears. Look. That's pretty serious, that. Yeah, the Acela's a very good train. Pen corridor on TSW4 is badly broken on PS5, constantly crashed. Did it? I don't think I got crashes. I tell you what was nice though, when we finally got the water. Do you remember coming out of San Francisco on the left? There was no water. It was like a marshland, and then they must have worked out what to do with the performance, and we were able to get the water, which made a bit of a difference. That was part one. I'll jump into part two, I think, and we'll play this, and then that will be. Hang on a minute. That's not the second part. What time did we get in? 8:36. Took us 52 to get in, so we're looking at 11 summer. Hang on. No, 9:30ish. Part two of 9:30. Where is it? They're LA Union ones. Oh, it is that one. No, it is that one. Yeah. What am I talking about? It's because the description still says LA Union. That's what confused me. Of course, that is the part two. Oh, it's been a long day. Right. The front of it looks like a computer mouse. Oh, it does. Yeah, it does whistle, doesn't it? Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, the cab car. The cab car is pretty good though. I like the high up driving position, I must admit. Right, let's set this up again. No, we want that there. Into forwards. Brakes to passenger. Gauge lights are down here, as we learned in the first one. We'll put a couple of these lights on. We have the number lights. If I can select it. Step and platform. Why not? That's all we need though. So we'll do that. Wait until 9:31. Let's see if part two stutters any less, I think. The ambient sounds quite good. Can you hear the crickets going? And the talking, etc. That's quite good. Got some new trainers. Look at that. Her feet are off the floor. She's hovering. Actually, she's not even sat on the seat. Look at that. Magic. Levitation. Buddy Holly. Yeah, and the crickets. Yeah, I'm on time. I've reset. Let's see how long that lasts, shall we? We're off to Clermont next. 2.2 miles. Let's just wait for the brakes to come off. There we go. So, in this one, we are going Clermont, Montclair, Upland, Rancho Cucamonga, that's great that. Fontana Metrolink, Rialto, sounds like a cinema, doesn't it? San Bernardino and San Bernardino downtown. And we'll be there at 10:22. So, just less than an hour. Pretty much. Route map, that's where we are. Part 1, we came from LA down this side. So yeah, Pomona's about halfway, and we're coming down here to San Bernardino. Cuckoo. What a chance to spad things. Yeah, there is. There's always a chance to do that. We've got trucks going across in front of us. How many times would you say you've driven this route then, Jason? Which end of it? I know you're not a massive fan of the route, but which end of it do you prefer? This side of it? Pomona to San Bernardino, or the other way? I think Cajon Pass is quite good, by the way. Anybody who got the deluxe edition who didn't already have Cajon Pass got quite a good bonus there, I think, with that route. How did I get the schedule on the screen? Well, on the Xbox controller, I'm pressing the... God, I don't know what the button's called. Are you on Xbox, Archie, or not? There's a underneath the Xbox logo, there's two little buttons. It's the one on the left. You just hold it in, and it does that. If you just press it in, it brings up the map instead. How are we doing time wise? Oh, look at that, spot on. I know it's only the first station, but it's a good start. Usually by this time we're about 5 minutes late. Oh, you always use the keyboard, Animal. Yeah, it's you know which, but what I don't know the Xbox controller like I do the PS5 one, so I can't, unless it says YXAB on it, I can't tell you what the button's called. But anyway, there's like 3 little buttons in the middle of the Xbox controller. Oh, multiple window button, that's what it's called. Yeah, it does have a little picture of like a couple of screens. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's called. Multiple window button. Got you. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, so hold it down for the schedule. Or tap it for the map. Right, we're off to Montclair. 1.2 miles. So some of these stations are quite close, aren't they? Got to do, if we want to stay on time, we've got to do the 2-minute mile. Wonder how many players have got early access. I'm always wondering about that sort of stuff. You know, how many have been on the game since Thursday, and then I wonder how many are going to start playing on Tuesday. That would be interesting. I presume I have this picture of DTG with this big massive screen in front of them with all this data on it, and as people are logging in and signing into Dovetail Live, they can see who's playing on what platform, what they're playing, how many there are. Because I'm quite a data person, I quite like that kind of stuff. There must be quite a few people. A lot of people have said to me in the comments that they are new players and they're gonna get the free starter edition and drive a few trains around the training centre and then see how they feel about buying some of the routes, which is fine. That's exactly what DTG are aiming it at, new people coming in. So, you know, I wonder each year how many new players they actually get that come in with each new edition. I don't think they'll ever share that information with us, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like to know that, just out of interest. But from my comments, I think there'll be a few new players coming in, certainly. Probably helps it's on Game Pass as well, doesn't it? That'll get a few people in that'll end up, you know, staying or buying DLC or whatever. Animal says, got a keyboard and mouse on the Xbox. It's hard to know how to do it on the controller. Okay, yeah, I've got what you mean. Want to stay on time, eat some biscuits. Yeah, Game Pass, yeah. Yep. Standard edition. Excuse me. Standard edition only on Game Pass. I've got you. So is that how it works then? You can get the standard edition as part of Game Pass. Then if you want anything else, you actually have to buy it. So if you want the Bernadino, you would buy that. And then if it comes off Game Pass, then your Bernadino's useless, I assume. Unless you buy it. Unless you buy TSW. Or if the next TSW comes on Game Pass, I assume your DLCs would carry over to the new one. Yeah. Because there's always a big uproar when something leaves Game Pass. It leaves just before the new one comes out, doesn't it? Which probably means that some players can't play for a few weeks. It is shown, yeah, it's good for new players, yeah. Like a couple of my nephews that watch the videos, they're quite young. They said to me, "Oh, I wish we could have a go at driving the trains." And I said to them, I think they're on PS4. And I said to them, you know, you're going to be able to get the free version. If you want to just try driving trains around, you'll be able to do it. It'd be like a circular track, but it'll give you a good practice. Because I don't know. They must have done some research at DTG, but I don't know how easy it is for younger people to play TSW. By younger people, I'm saying like, you know, under 10s, for example. Because it's quite, some of it's quite technical, isn't it, to get going. Some of the trains, definitely. But I mean, the good thing is with the free starter pack, anyone can pick that up for nothing, drive round in a circle, see how you get on with it, and you don't have to commit to anything, do you? So I think they're going to pick up the free starter pack and give it a go. DTG knew what they were doing when they made the Bernadino Deluxe Edition. They absolutely did. Because I would be like, forget the 350, where do I sign up for the Bernadino? Straight away. And I think most other people would as well. Because it's not only the Bernadino on that route, once they start adding it as AI to other places, it, you know, I think if you don't own it, it won't appear as AI either. And there's so many places it's going to start popping up once they get around to it, I assume. You know, Glasgow, Birmingham New Street, we were talking about last night, weren't we? Birmingham New Street, perhaps. Manchester Piccadilly, on all these different routes. Just to fill up, you know, fill up the stations. Archie says, new since 2 weeks ago, takes you away from it all. You mean you've only been playing TSW 2 weeks? Is that what you mean, Archie? Your 10-year-old's having some fun on it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's what I always wonder, you know. They will have, I'm sure they will have done sort of, you know, play sessions with younger people, see if they can get into it, because there's a lot of train mad kids out there, isn't there? Would make sense, really. Cathcart looks amazing with the 350 and the 399. Yeah, just filling it up. Yeah, exactly that. Did we arrive early? Wow. Scotsman was okay. Yeah, Scotsman was deluxe edition, wasn't it? Last year. But the 390, yeah, the 390. A lot of people, for nostalgia, would really like the Scotsman. I think I'm with you because, obviously, in real life, I don't really know the Scotsman, and I'm not a massive Steam fan. Obviously, everybody knows how famous it is, and they know the story of it down the years and whatnot. But the Bernadino is something you can still see, and especially this one now that we've got in West Coast Mainline South in this Avanti livery, you can still see that, and it's one of the more instantly recognisable trains. Plus, it's great to drive, and as you know, I like driving it on TS Classic as well. It's probably on TS Classic the most driven train for me this past year. So I'm kind of with you on that. Although the Scotsman is nice to drive. It's a shame, really, that I don't know. I don't know if Steam has tailed off now in TSW, or whether it will make a comeback, you know, at some point in the future. But there's nothing Steam at the moment on the roadmap, is there? So there was a big flurry of sort of activity, wasn't there? With the Liverpool route and then Peak Forest, pretty close together, and then not a lot after that, not a lot mentioned. So I don't know. Again, it comes down to the data as well, because they'll be watching who's playing the Steam routes and how often they're played and all that kind of thing. But somebody said to me before in the comments as well, they were talking about guide mode, and they said to me, can you use guide mode on the Liverpool route and Peak Forest, for example? And no, you can't at the moment, but they might add it. But actually, that'd be quite good fun as well on Peak Forest, doing the guide mode. I can see that being quite interesting, especially in those, you know, the old coaches where there's compartments. You got to walk into the compartments to check tickets, rather than walking down, you know, the middle of the train. Ah, so you've only been into it 2 weeks, Archie. Nice. Nice. You'll probably get pretty hooked. Sounds like you're hooked already, but you'll get hooked and you might spend a few quid. Saying that, there's usually a sale around Christmas normally. So if there's anything in the old back catalogue you've got your eye on, you won't need to wait long until there's a sale. King, how are you? Long time. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's the thing, Animal. I'm not really sure. I've heard various things from different people and read the forums and things, but I don't think I've heard them say that unless I missed that. Right, we've got this 45 coming up. Rancho Cucamonga. That's brilliant. Sounds like a nightclub, doesn't it? He glitched on Bakerloo line, got out the driving seat and ended up stuck on the roof. The Bakerloo line itself, or the Bakerloo, the part of the Bakerloo that's on the West Coast Main Line. Oh, you've already spent a lot of money. Oh God. Yeah, you'll get used to that. You'll get used to that. There's a bit of clutter, isn't there? Rocks. Matt does a lot of things on streams, like massive leaks. It must be difficult though, not to say some stuff. So like, you know, like when the couple of times we talked about when I've been down to Dovetail, and I know stuff, and then I'm still streaming in between times before public announcements. It can be quite difficult, I'm not going to lie. When someone says something and you kind of think, well, I know what's going to happen with that, but that doesn't happen often, but you have to be very careful. So, you know, I mean, Dovetail obviously know what's coming up probably a year, 18 months in advance. And they're talking about it all day, every day, so it must be difficult to go on a stream and, you know, not give it away. I think JD's the biggest one. I mean, he's dropped a couple of big ones there, hasn't he? What did Matt leak, out of interest, if you can remember? I don't remember that. He probably has though. It was the original vehicle who took you ages to figure out how to get back in. Warfighter, how are you? You like this game, but waiting on the full release so much. Yeah, full release Tuesday. It's not long. It's not long. Pink says, what do you think about this one so far? Pretty good. Are you picking it up, King, or have you already got it? Are you getting it Tuesday? Where are you with it? I think the deluxe edition was, I think on PlayStation, with PlayStation, I can only talk for the PlayStation, so I think with PlayStation Plus it worked out about 54 quid. And if you consider the 3 routes that you get in, this is for the deluxe edition, the 3 routes you get in plus the deluxe items, so the Flix train and the Pendolino, I think, me personally, everyone's got a different idea of value, but I think that's quite good value, that when normally you would be paying, you know, just over 30 quid for one route. It's pretty good value, that. I think if during the year you didn't buy much other DLC because of the prices, I think now is the time where you could actually pick up a bit extra. It's a good time to do it. Always once a year they do this. Like I said that before, whether it's Rush Hour or whether it's a new release, there's always 3 routes bundled in with a few bits of extra. So there's a lot to do on these. You know, I was saying earlier that even though I've had this since you guys got it on Thursday, I got it last weekend, just at the start of last weekend, and there's so much to do. I haven't been through half of it yet. I've played every route, but there's a lot to do for your 54 quid. So I think it's pretty good. The routes are good as well. The routes are good. Jason doesn't like this one, but it's actually alright. I think it's alright, this route. It's like anything else. The more and more you play it, you might not think as much, you know, but German route is your favourite, David, then UK, then US. A lot of people are saying that, yeah. I like the mine is the UK, the German, then this one. But the German one's good. It's right up there, as we saw last night when we played it as well. It could be the best one of the German routes so far, I think. Ethan says, would this look the same on the standard edition? Yeah, it would. Yep. The only difference to this route on the standard is nothing. There is no deluxe content for this route, is there? So the route itself is the same in both, in deluxe and standard. And that's the same for the West Coast Main Line and the Frankfurt Fulda as well. The only difference with the deluxe is you get the additional 2 trains. You get the Flix train, and you get the Pendolino, and you also get, as part of deluxe, you get Cajon Pass. But a lot of us already had Cajon Pass anyway. But if you didn't, then that's a bargain. You get an extra route there if you didn't already own it. And Cajon Pass is a good route on its own, you know. Do you notice any difference in the TSW5 graphics, or are they exactly the same? No, I think it's a bit sharper. I don't think it's night and day different, certainly, but it is a bit sharper. We've had some trouble tonight with this frame rate on the PC, but I think that's more the route. So Martin, Jay, good evening, how are you? Coming to Game Pass on Tuesday, so you're going to try it? Yeah, give it a go. Have you not played it before, Martin? Not played any of the earlier editions? TSW4, TSW3, etc. If not, you'll probably enjoy it. You're driving the Class 45 on the Bakerloo line. Probably do the freight stuff. Yeah, the freight. That's another thing I haven't tried yet, but I bet that's quite good. So, like we were saying at the beginning, you could drive the freight on this to San Bernardino, then use the route hopping at San Bernardino, jump back in a freight train and go the full length of the Cajon Pass as well. If you've got about 4 hours to spare, you could do that end to end. I think it's about 4 hours, 4.5 maybe. It's a decent run. Oh, actually, you got a £5 off for pre-order. Yeah, it worked out early 50s, I think, early 50s, 54, I think, as I recall. Yeah, route hopping's good. I will. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good start. Matt was saying it's not a way to merge routes. You're literally cutting out some steps, but it feels like you're kind of, already there. And the route hopping, it's not actually that bad. It doesn't take that long to do it. So I think that's a good feature. It's a good start. Yeah, of course, Gen 8, yeah, so it does, yeah, so it does depend what platform you're on, of course, yeah. But as to how it looks, which I think was the question, unless I misunderstood, the looks of it should be exactly the same. Unless Gen 8 has the scenery toned down or anything like that. I'm not aware if it does. Probably the draw distance is a bit less. The distant scenery is probably a little bit less. But I think if you stay in the cab, everything around the track should be pretty much the same. Train Sim Classic on console, yeah, that's a question that's been asked quite a lot, isn't it? But it's just built so differently. And the other thing is that Train Sim Classic can be so modded. I don't think it just wouldn't, mods like that just wouldn't work on consoles. But I think for a console game, this is pretty good, really. Yeah, Euro Truck, I believe is coming to Xbox at some point. Oh wow, look at that, 2 minutes early. I'll take it. Yeah, there are animals said further down, yeah. Exactly right, Paul. That's what I always tell everybody. And if you get the special edition, if you were completely new, you didn't have any of the DLC, because I think the special edition pretty much appeals to new players. Most of us have got, one or more of the routes in the special edition. But if you're buying that, you save it costs a bit to buy it, but you're saving yourself a couple of £100, if not more. If you're really going to get into Train Sim World, the special edition's good value. When you look at it longer term, there's a stack of stuff in there. Evening, Gareth. How you doing? Oh, there you go. I've not read down far enough yet, but there you go. Special edition, £109 for 280 quid worth of content. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. Like, shelling out £109 probably sounds like a lot, but for what you get, it's not. Yeah, exactly, King. That's what I mean. I think the special is great for new players coming in that don't have anything. Pretty amazing what consoles can do. Playing Transport Fever 2 on console. Never thought it would happen. Do you know what? Transport Fever 2, I haven't been back to that since it came out. I played it the first couple of months. I must get back to that. I did quite enjoy that. I probably have to relearn how to play it again, but yeah, taking control of mods. I think a lot of the stuff in Train Sim Classic's whole community. I don't know if you play it, Warfighter, Train Sim Classic, but there's so many people creating different routes and mods, and they've got some control over it because there's the workshop on Steam, but those are only mods for. They're extra items for the standard sort of game, if you will. Whereas the community create their own stuff and reuse assets from different routes and create their own assets and put routes together and things like that. How'd you get this moving again after knocking on the emergency brakes accidentally? Couldn't get it going. You can do what if you can't fix it yourself, then yeah, definitely you can use the help I'm stuck and it resets everything. But I think from memory, you have to put the brake. You take the brake off. I think. Let me just make sure I'm slowing down. Take the brake off. Put it into emergency again. Release it. Wait a couple. I think it takes a couple of minutes for the brakes to come off. And you can see it if you look. If you look here, these dials. Once the brakes come off, you see the needles start coming down, and you'll know you're ready to move off. If you have a look on, I haven't had an emergency. I'm gonna get one now, but I've not had an emergency brake in this for a long time. But if you have a look on the channel, I think for Caltrain, for the Peninsula Corridor, I did a little tutorial on that, recovering from an emergency brake, but I can't remember exactly. I usually try and work it out once I get one. It's somewhere on the channel anyway. If you have a look for Peninsula Corridor, Baby Bullet, you'll see me do it on there. Yeah, exactly right, Paul. Yeah, they've tried to tailor it to what's coming up and what fits with what, not just shoved in some random routes just to fill it out. I thought that when I looked at it. I do still feel like you know, like on Train Sim Classic, it would be nice if we got a manual each time for each route. There was talk of manuals coming back. Some routes and low-code DLCs we have got manuals, most we haven't, and that's something on Train Sim Classic you always get. But in TSW 5, in the help now, the help in TSW 5's quite good, because there's a whole raft of you don't have to watch a tutorial. You can also, there's a lot of text help as well now. It's kind of like a little bit of an encyclopedia that you can go to, which shows it, which is quite handy. So there's a lot more help in game that you can look at. Don't actually know if I can get to it. Can I get to it from here? I don't want it to kick me out of the service though. But can you see here under help? You've got a section on gameplay. You've got one on train operations, which is the one that you would want, King. So in it will tell you how to get out of emergency brake for each train, how to use the creative tools, etc. So that's where you want to be. I would press it, but I don't want it to kick me out of the. I don't want it to kick me out of the service. But they've added that in this time. It's a lot of twisties for different subjects. Right, let's get the doors locked. Some trains on Classic really ought to drive the Flirt. Oh, you mentioned the Flirt. Yeah, the 39 quid. Was it 39 quid? That's expensive, that. Yeah, have a look at them menus, King. Have a read through those. Again, it's not something that's really been that publicised from watching things like Dovetail Direct and whatnot. But it is there, and it is quite useful. And that's probably a way of you know, getting round the manual issue, not issuing a manual. some of the info in there is quite good. Yeah, Tuesday, King. Yeah, everything will be available. Yeah. He made a Dovetail Direct called Dovetail Indirect. I heard about that. I didn't actually see it. It got took down, and I didn't actually see it. I missed it. Yeah, I think he was taking the mick, wasn't he, out of people. Right, so San Bernardino is next. So we've got San Bernardino, then we've got San Bernardino Yard, I believe. Oh, San Bernardino Downtown is what we've got coming up. So let's try and get down to this 45. And if you've got Cajon Pass, if you've had Cajon Pass in previous TSWs, a lot of this point onwards will start to become familiar as we get into San Bernardino. What do I think of him? I don't know him. I will eat you. I don't think he's very popular. But, you know, he hasn't done anything to me, so it's one of the mourners. Oh, nice. We got freight going out underneath us there. So this is where we drop down now into San Bernardino. So this is Cajon Pass now, pretty much. So if you've been playing Cajon Pass, you'll have left over here from over this side quite a few times. So this is where you would do the route hopping. Once you get in, you could route hop to Cajon Pass, which is why Cajon Pass is included in the deluxe edition. And you can hop straight across and you can carry on then on a freight service. Didn't play a TSW4 as much as previous years, but it's burned out, so nice to get back into it this one. It's hooked you again. Yeah, it's good, King, yeah, it's good. I think playing anything for hours and hours and hours will burn you out. You need to have at least a couple of things on your list, I think, don't you, just to switch it up. But, you know, TSW is one of them where it's kind of like, it's also, as like on here now, you know, it's a community game, isn't it, as well? And we can all play it, and then we can all like pop in and chat about it, and you know, there's a bit more to it than playing, you know, some of the others that we've got. You know, it's good to be able to get together and chat listen to everybody's experiences, you know, what they like, what they don't like. No, says go home past 2 hours of complete boredom. And half an hour of sheer terror. I assume the half an hour is downhill, is it? Yeah, thousands of hours, yeah, playing it, yeah. Wait until 10:16. Yeah, I think you know, this, you know, for me, getting into this, and I mean TSW. I mean, I've not looked back since I got it. I got it for my birthday, the very first one. Got it for my birthday, and got hooked on it straight away. And here we are, what, 6 years later, since the first one, the 2018. Still going, still really enjoying it. Now, obviously involved in the community as well, through the ambassador program and you guys and YouTube and Discords and all that. I don't have any other games, you know, where I'm that involved, so it's quite good, quite a good hobby. Right, we'll lock the doors. We finished on time there, by the way. And we've got to go to San Bernardino, downtown, track 3. So how are we getting there? Oh, I see. It's taking us off to the side. Right. So the last service I did didn't do this. So that's quite nice. There's a smaller but calmer tier. Do you want to... Actually, that's a good point. Do you want to post the invite, Jason, for your server? Should have said that. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. You know I don't mind you posting the Discord link in there. If anybody wants to join the Discord that Jason, Paul and Sean are running, Jason will, I'm sure, ping the link. And that's a TSW community. So if you're new to TSW or you wanna chat about TSW just generally, then you can join the Discord. With over 1,000 members now, I believe, in that Discord. There you go. There's the link. Thank you, Jason. You can even do a TSW challenge on there every week as well if you want, like a points challenge. I used to do it. I think I won it once, and then after that it was a bit crap, so I didn't bother. I sometimes do. I think this week's is Frankfurt Fulda, isn't it? This week's challenge I saw earlier, so I might have a go at that one. Help if I kept my eye on the speeds whilst we go around to downtown. Yeah, I've not driven this bit of track yet. I will say one thing. You saw those two red lights then, one was flashing. On American routes, I am glad of the HUD because I do cheat and use the HUD for the signals. I still don't properly read the American signals. I would if I studied it, but I haven't studied it yet. Spent all my time learning all the German signalling and the American signalling, which is actually probably easier. I've not learnt. So that's one thing I intend to do over the next few months, just study it a bit more. And try not to look up in the top right hand corner for what signal's coming up next. Try and look properly. It's a nice little station, this. As long as you're not going through the buffers there at the end. We do not want to do an auction home in this station. There we go. Points make prizes, animal. Every time. Your step-great-granddad was a driver of the Flying Scotsman in the 40s to the 60s. Wow. Drove troops. Your dad used to ride in the cab as a kid. Wow, that's good. That's good. Yeah, see, that's what it is. It's all everyone's stories, isn't it? You know. Oh yeah, good point, Paul. Yeah, there's a giveaway. You can enter the giveaway by clicking. You just have to click an icon, don't you, at the bottom in the giveaway channel. The instructions are all in there. So yeah, there's a signal guide on the server too. Ah, okay, good. I will look at that then. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Yes, we're on time. We're all on time. I'm going to lock the doors. And that was actually a pretty good run. End to end. Over those two services. So there we go. That is... oh, what I'll do is, just before we go... go to the main menu. And I'll just show you what I meant about the help. If I can find it. Is it in the training centre? It's not in the training centre, is it? Hang on. Where's the help now? Training modules. So that's the actual training itself. Where is the help from this? Anybody know? See, when I was in a service, the help came up. But from here, I don't know where it is. Not under there. What's in that? My library. Oh, it tells you what you own and what you don't own. There you go. Don't know where it is. Don't know where it is. Yeah, the help was easy to find whilst I was in a service. Maybe you couldn't access it when you're in a service. Don't know. Don't know. But I can't see it there anyway. So, yeah, that is it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, as always. It's been a good run. That completes San Bernardino. We've done Frankfurt Fulda live as well. Plenty of videos on West Coast Mainline South on the channel if you want to have a look at those. But like I said earlier, we will cover it before the main release. We'll do it live and we'll have a look at that together as well at some point before Tuesday. New video coming out tomorrow, which is actually a West Coast Mainline South. Something special in there that you'll see tomorrow. I'll probably put that out before midday, I think, tomorrow. Just need to upload it tonight. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the chat. Keep enjoying the game, and I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, everybody. See you later.